Hello everyone, welcome once again to another Power BI related tutorial by Team Slidescope. In this part, we are doing real estate housing price analysis. So we are trying to see different factors affecting price of a house. You can see average price of a house in the data set that is given to us is 4.7 million, and you can see we have some filters here. So if we apply, let's say, what is average price of air conditioned house with basement, yes, with facing main road, furnishing is status semi furnished and furnished. So then you will be able to see that everything is filtered, and now we have this type of graph. These KPIs are helping us in understanding different average values and aggregate values, and we can use this clear all filter to clear. What is meaning of this? Why are we using a scatter plot here? Why are we using a ribbon chart here? And why are we using this type of layout? Everything that is given here will be discussed in this part. How we created the dashboard, how we created the layout, and then after getting exploratory analysis, after getting insights, we will create a machine learning model in the second one. So let's get started with exploratory analysis using Power BI. So here is the housing data set that we have with us. In this data set, you can see we have price of a house, its area, number of bedroom, bathroom, stories, etc. So we have some categorical features like furnishing status and ref area, parking, number of parking is obviously number, air conditioning, whether it has it or not, hot watering, then basement and guest room, or is it on main road, yes or no. This particular data set has been downloaded from Kaggle. This particular URL I will share with you. So these type of data sets can be used to create machine learning models that can predict house price. And while predicting house price, area is one of the most important features. Like if area of a house will be more, obviously its price will be more. But it is not only area. Number of bedroom, number of bathroom, number of stories are also important. So we will connect this data set and load it in our favorite BI tool and try to explore this particular data set, that what are the factors that are affecting price of these houses and how they are affecting. Like if house has air conditioning, what is average price? If it has no air conditioning, what is average price? So that we can decide. So let's get started by loading this data now. So we will open Power BI desktop, click get data, and click on CSV file, because this file is in CSV format that we have downloaded from Kaggle. So we will click on get data and choose text CSV connector. Very simple. Now here you can see we have pricing area. All the columns and their values are properly mapped, and we will simply load the data. Once it is loaded, you can see 545 rows are now loaded. Here in the data set, you see that there is no index column. Like all these houses, price, area, everything is given. So we can add one index column so that every house has some unique ID. For that, we can right click and we will go to edit query. That will open Power Query Editor interface for us. This is Power Query Editor interface. In Power Query, we can add column, we can add index column from 1. So this will add index column, and now we can reposition this column to first position, obviously because index column is in first position in most of the data sets, and that's how you can change it. If you want to make any more changes, like change data type of a particular column or anything, you can do here, which we have seen in many previous examples. Or you can simply go to home tab, close and apply. That means Whatever changes we have done here, we are now applying them. So now you will see that we have this index column with us. Although position is not there, we'll check that later, but it's okay. Now we will add insert. We will use insert tab, click text box, and here we will write whatever we are trying to do. So as per the dataset explanation, you can see this is housing price dataset, factors affecting home. So like they should change it, but this is housing price dataset, factors affecting house price obviously. So we can write something like real estate housing price analysis dashboard. And idea is that let's keep it 28 heading size. We can select some heading color. I'm going with this color. Later we will change theme and everything will work properly. Then here we will go to effects, enable shadow. Now this will become our heading, and if you want we can if you can reposition heading on right hand side. This particular area can be used for filters. So here we have shape in insert tab where we can actually add this kind of shapes. For example, a shape like this which we can add here, and we can just make it full height, and we can go to style and change its color. Currently I am using this color. The idea is when we will go to view and suppose I want to apply this theme, you will see that everything will change according to that theme. So this is the idea. Right now you can see when we apply that, somehow by a glitch it shows that. So we can actually go with this, and here now you can change every color according to that theme. So for example, if I select this, then I have font color and I can change. So this is something we can do later also, all these cosmetic changes. Next is we can add some image. So if we insert, go to image, I have some assets here. These assets are these assets can be used for different purpose. So for example, we have some real estate related icons here. These are transparent icons, and we can position them over here because these icons are like this. So where you can see this is dark, so we have to create something which is white in shape because this is darker in background. So we can do that using Canva. So here you can see I have used a different background for this shape and an image generated with the help of AI, and here we have our heading. Now we will create some KPIs. For KPIs we will have card visuals. So these KPIs are not important, but we can have these KPIs and then we can apply filters. So that will give us information. So let me show you a simple thing. So for example, if I add a card here and here is price, which is our target field. So if we add price, you can see sum of price is showing as 3 billion. What we can do, we can select average. What is average price? So you can see average price of our listing here is 4.77 billion. Now we can add one filter. So for example, here is a slicer, and in this slicer we can say air conditioning. If we select air conditioning no, then it is 4.19 billion. If we select yes, then it is 6 million. That means a house with air conditioning has an average price of 6 million. It is more than normal house. So that's how these KPIs will help us, and we will create them. So here also in call out value, we are going to use some font. For example, we can use this also. And in category label, this is category label. So here we can use some other font like this probably and make it bold. So this is average of price. Let it be. Then we can also reduce its height so that we can put more visuals properly. And what we can do is then we will have some area for graphs also, these graphs that we have. Here one more thing can be done is in effects I enable shadow. That's what I do. Then we can reduce the height a little bit. Now we can copy it. So go to home tab, copy and paste, and that will give us another KPI. So after this we will use another numerical data like bathrooms, bedroom is given, parking is given, stories is given. So here obviously these are just, they will have only, for example, bedrooms are up to 6 only, bathrooms are up to 4 only. So we can have these average or median values. So here in bathrooms we will have median. What is median value? We can see median value is 1 only. If we select average, it is 1.29. So on an average these homes have 1.29, but here I think median will be a better choice, but let's go. Whatever you want to select, you can select. Average number of bathrooms. Then here we have bedrooms also, not some. Let's select median. So median of bedrooms is 3. Next we can copy one more time, and here we can select, for example, parking. Median of parking, you can see it is not coming anything because most of these houses will not have parking, so that's why its average is below 1. This average of parking. And finally we can have something like number of stories. This will also come as 0 in case of, because of 1.81, because they may be considering one floor. So this is average number of stories. So this is how you will prepare your KPIs. Now it comes to filters. These are filters. So here in filters we have used a slicer visual. In slicer visual we have slicer setting that we can select it as a drop down. So you can see air conditioning, yes, no, or you can use it as a tile. So whatever you feel is good for you. So for example, vertical list will be better. Here we have slicer header. In slicer header we can use font color, a dark font color like this, and for values also we can use some other font color, let's say that this color. Here we can get rid of the background, so we can go to effects and disable background. So now you have to choose a color that you can see over this. So that's why here if we will simply make it bold, that will be better for us, and we can increase it font size also. So this has air conditioning, this is slicer header, we can write something like this. So this way you can design one slicer. That will be important, that you design one slicer as per your requirement and then change everything accordingly. We will rename for this visual like this. We will use something like air conditioning, yes or no, and we can also enable border for it. I may be giving more time to design, but in most of the cases that will be needed. So, and you want to make it perfect, so that's what you do. So this is air conditioning. Then we will copy and paste, and we will just replace this visual with another variable. Let's say basement. Basement, yes or no. Copy and paste. Then instead of basement we have ref area. Then we have furnishing status. So you can see we have different filters, so that's why what we can do is we can simply give them drop down list, because in drop down list we will be able to select more of them. So we will select drop down list, and that's how we can get more area here. We give these kind of filters obviously to make our reports interactive, and by interactive we mean that we will obviously whoever is using them, so they can apply these filters. Let's say basement, so air conditioning yes, basement yes, area yes, furnishing unfurnished, and you will be able to see average price, average bathroom of these. So here we can clear them, and you can see sometimes when we apply multiple filters, we have to clear them one by one. I will show you one more thing. Before that, you can keep applying that. For example, guest room, and we have another. So we have so many filters. So that's why we will use this area in a better way, so that we can fit one or two more filters. Most of the times when you are creating reports like this, so you will use these filters, you will use the categorical fields for filter purpose, and most of these numerical fields for KPI purpose. That's what you can see here as well. And idea is to see whether if while applying filter values are changing, so it will mean that these fields will also go into our machine learning model. So we have to label encode them and then put them in our machine learning model. Whether we are using logistic regression, linear regression, decision tree algorithm, whatever we are using, we have to use them. Because we have guest room here, so we will also select main road. And this way we can design. And to make it better, we can go to style and select lighter color, so that we can see see these filters properly. Now we have filters ready, and let's save this. I'm just adding a footer here. If you want to learn data analysis, machine learning, data science, anything, you can contact us. We have live interactive classes where you can learn. Now, for exploratory analysis, what we are going to do is here, because average price is important field, we will select, for example, air conditioning and price. So you can see for both of them it is different. So and then we will change it to stack bar chart. So here we have a stack bar chart showing us sum of price by air conditioning. So we can select something like this. Here we can go to data labels and enable data label, and in data label you can see we have position, we can say inside, and we also have bars here. So color is green. Obviously we can select something from this which is like this, because it suits our overall theme. And here we have this. So instead of sum of price we have to select average. What is average price by conditioning or air conditioning? Because we have to use average again and again, we have to use a new measure. Right click, dataset name, and new measure, a single aggregate value, and call it avg price, average price. And here we will write average and then housing price. So that's how you select. So we are using this DAX function to create average price measure. Now we will use this measure directly, and then we don't have to change anything. So this is average price by air conditioning. Suppose we have to put four of them here, so we will copy four times and just apply. Before copying, we will style one of them. So this is average price by conditioning or by air conditioning. Here we have title. So in title it is written, that's okay, but we can change its font. So for example, we can go with this font. If you want, you can make it bold, or I'm going to use another type of font and see. Let's say this is okay. And what I do mostly is I enable shadow so that we don't have to enable border. Sometimes that looks weird, but this is how you can show that. The average price by air conditioning. Then we can copy and paste this visual. Next is basement. So what the idea is to just replace these with another categorical value basement. So actually we can show them in one, but this will give us a better idea. And for that we are going to use a vertical bar, average price by basement. Then we can create another copy. After basement we also have furnishing status. So in furnishing status you can see we have three visuals or three values, that is furnished, semi furnished, unfurnished. This is our x-axis. So we can choose a different color for x-axis, make it bold as well, so that at least we are able to see what is there. Here also you can do the same thing, like in x-axis you can change color and make it bold. So this is average price by furnishing status, where you can see furnished house have an average price of 5.5 million as compared to unfurnished house. So when you are creating a machine learning model, so how it will work is you will give them a question. Whoever is evaluating that model or whoever wants to check price, you will ask them that, do you want air conditioned house? That person will say yes, I want that. Say okay. Do you want it furnished? The person will say no, I want semi furnished. So every person will have their own input, and on the basis of their input our machine learning model will be able to predict or at least tell what will be the average price of house you are looking at. And one of the most important feature in that will be area. So as you can see, these are categorical values. These are yes or no. Here it is in y-axis. So these are yes or no kind of values or some categorical values. But area is not a categorical value. Area is a numerical continuous value. So how average price of a house or how price of a house depends upon area can be seen with a scatter plot. So you will create a scatter plot here, and in that scatter plot we will put on x-axis you put independent value, that is area. Area is an independent value, and on y-axis we will bring price. Now you can see only a single dot appears because by default Power BI put aggregate value, puts aggregate value. So we'll say don't summarize. Here also we will say don't summarize. So you can see this is how area and price are related. We can copy formatting and apply here. This way we can simply copy the same formatting. So if we rename for this visual, obviously house area. So let me rename it again. I did not change house area versus price. So you can see house area versus price, that when we are increasing house area, price is also increasing, but not necessarily in a linear way. But we can still see there is some positive correlation, that if you will increase area, house price will also increase. But that's not the only case, and that is because it is not perfectly linear, because many other factors are affecting the price, like air conditioning, basement, furnishing status, and that's what we are analyzing here. Here you can see we have this, so we can enable a trend line. This trend line, you can see here, this is used to give you an idea uh, what type of correlation do we have, how strong or weak a correlation is when we are comparing two variables. Here we will use a different line like this. Now we have finished our first row. In the same way we will finish the second row. Now let's say we have, we will copy this, and here we have furnishing status. I think we have already done. We have guest rooms. So guest room, yes or no. For yes or no type of questions, we can also use a donut chart or a pie chart. So here you can see we are using this, and here we have slices. For example, we can use this slice, and for no, we can probably use this one. So, or this one. So this is average price by guest room. By default, it shows, percentage also, because it shows in total what is the percentage of yeses, what is the percentage of no's, the number that you have selected on the basis of that. But in detail labels, you can just say show data value. This is legend. We can reposition it. I will reposition it to bottom center so that we have a better view. So here you can see for yes, houses with guest room, yes, they have average price of 5.79 million, and we have for no 4.45. So having a guest room is increasing price. Then hot watering feature. So we can copy this, and we can select hot watering instead of guest room, and here also we have same, so we can simply copy the formatting and apply here. I don't know why it's not changing color, but let's see. This is average price by hot watering. Here also we have the same, almost the same data, and we can use a pie chart also. So average price by hot watering, we can go to slices, and here I'm just going to change these colors. So this will, this color, and for no we are using this color. So we can use the same condition. Next we can use another chart like a tree map. We can copy the formatting like this. Then we have whether the house is on main road or peripheria. So if we are doing that, for example, we are putting it as a category main road, and as a value we are putting average price. So you can see this shows it like a tree map, like it arranges, sorts the values from highest to lowest, and average price of houses on main road are 4.9 million, and obviously not on them are 3.34. Make sure no other filter is applied. These visuals also work as filters. So if you select a particular value, like for a semi-furnished house on a main road, what is average value? So you will be able to select that as well. And here also, if you want, you can change color. For example, here we have colors. So for yes, let's say we are going to use this color, and for no, we will use this color as we have done for others. And finally, we have this area where we can compare something else. Like for example, we have some numbers like stories, bedrooms, bathrooms. So let's say we want to select stories. So for that, if we go with a scatter plot, here we select stories, and on y-axis we select price. Instead of sum of stories, we again say don't summarize, and for price we say don't summarize. So you can see how on the basis of number of stories it is changing, because stories is not like a continuous value. So that's why you are seeing them like bars. So it is better to have a bar chart or a ribbon chart here. When you are using ribbon chart, on x-axis we have stories, and on y-axis we have average price. So you can see that if number of stories are changing, how average price is changing. Here is interesting thing. Let's say you want to use something like pref area, which is not used here. And what is this meaning of all of this is given here. You can read it. So for example, here you can see all columns are there. So let's select pref area also. I'm not selecting this. Apply, because I also don't know what is this. They have not given this pref area true or false. If anyone of you know, I will one search. So here a quick Google search is showing preferential area refers to a specific part of housing that is more desirable due to its location. So what we can do in a ribbon chart, we can also add a legend like a categorical value, and then we will have average price by pref area. Here also we will change the colors. So here, for example, for no, we are going to use this color, and for yes, we are going to use this color, this one. So this way we have almost all fields covered, and that's how you can understand how real estate house pricing is getting affected. And now as a user, what you can do, you can apply different filters and check whether how it's changing. So you can see that, and then we can clear filters and change it back to main. Also here in your insert tab you will find buttons, as I said, if you want to clear all filters. So you can see we have clear all slices option. This will give us a simple button, and obviously we can add multiple buttons here, but I'm just using this. So here we have this setting. So actually in Power BI you can change everything. Clear all slices. Let's use this color, and this is okay. So for example, we want to see for air conditioned houses with furnishing status of unfurnished guest room, yes, and main road, yes. So you will first see their overall data, and then you can clear slices. So we will press Control plus this, so it will clear all slices. So that's how you can use it. So this is also important thing. So this is our simple real estate housing price analysis dashboard. We can see all the variables that are given here are affecting pricing of houses, and that's why when we will create machine learning model, we will use them. How will we create that machine learning model will be discussed in the second part of this series. And if you have any questions related to exploratory data analysis, any suggestions related to this, you can put them in comment section below. We will be happy to help. Thanks for watching this part. See you in second part. Please share this video with your friends who are in college or anyone who is interested in this type of data. We have more than 300 videos related to Power BI on our channel. You can check the entire playlist. It will help you in understanding and applying your knowledge on a lot of different live data sets. Thanks once again. Have a nice day.